Good morning, everyone. I'm Santosh Venkatraman, and I welcome you all to this press conference hosted by the Press Information Bureau, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, at the 56th edition of the International Film Festival of India here at Goa. Before we begin, I would like to remind everyone that this press conference is also being live streamed on our PIB Panaji YouTube channel. And it is my humble request that all those who are present in here, you may either turn off your electronic devices or put them on the silent mode. Today we have with us the jury members who will be deciding the best web series OTT award. So we have with us the chairperson, Mr. Bharat Bala. Bharat Bala is a renowned Indian filmmaker with over 40 years of experience across commercials, feature films, and documentaries. Collaborating with A.R. Rahman and celebrated Indian artists, he is best known for his iconic patriotic musicals, including Vande Mataram, Maa Tujhe Salam, and Jana Gana Mana. We have three jury members, Ms. Rajeshwari Sachdev, Ms. Rajeshwari Sachdev is a multifaceted Indian actor, singer, and dancer, celebrated for her versatility across film, theatre, television, and music. Trained in classical Bharatanatyam at the Raja Rajeshwari Bharatanatyam Kala Mandir, she began her artistic journey with the Indian People's Theatre Association before winning the Maharashtra State Government Award for her debut film Ayatya Garat Garoba. Next, thank you. Next, we have Mr. Shekhar Das. He is a renowned Bengali filmmaker. He's a renowned Bengali filmmaker, playwright, and producer. After a successful corporate career, he embraced cinema and television, and with 11 feature films and numerous TV productions, he has garnered national and international acclaim through films like Mahul Banir Sering, Krantikal, and Kaler Rakhal. We have with us another jury member, Mr. Munjal Shroff, who is a pioneering creator, producer, and director with over 30 years of experience spanning live action, animation, gaming, VFX, and immersive entertainment. He co-founded Graffiti Multimedia Private Limited in 1995, which is a trailblazing animation studio that helped place India on the global original content map. As chairman of the FICCI AVGC XR Forum, he has influenced national policy on animation, VFX, gaming, comics, and XR. So we have a very distinguished and a diverse panel with a lot of experience. So this paves the ground for a very interesting conversation. I would like to satisfy my curiosity before I open up the floor for questions. This question is directed to all of the members. They say that change is always a good thing in world in general terms, and we've seen that the Indian entertainment landscape has undergone huge changes from the feature films, and in the past years we've had so many OTT platforms, so many web series, and the change has been both positive and negative. Positive in the sense there is a wide diverse content which is more accessible to people. There is recognition of talent from all across the globe, and as far as choices are present, there are innumerable ones. But as far as the negative, in my observation, in the earlier times, it used to be that only feature movies would be present and memories would be made up. I remember going with my family to the first movie. I remember things like that. But in today's world, I see people on the metros, on the buses. That entertainment has become so customized. So my natural question is, how does this affect the people on the back end? The nuances that they put in, the amount of hours that they put in, how is that being recognized, or how has that being perceived in a different way in today's time?
Good morning, Chairman साहब. थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही responsibility दे रहे हैं. I'll just tell you two words only, two sentences probably. art recognizes bad present all over and conflict of the society, right? So I am very much, I was talking to my friend and telling him that I am being cursed if not chose the thing called feature film. I envy them. I envy him in particular and Balaji because they're exploring completely different cinema altogether. So I envy them, honestly speaking. Now this is the exploration of OTT over the top, right? So I didn't know much about. Occasionally, I saw, of course, recommended by my friends. But what I saw is fascinating in the sense that although I grew up beside Central Jail, Dum Dum Central Jail, very famous one, but and my grandfather was a doctor there. Occasionally, I could enter, but I couldn't see the internal mechanism there in the present time. Okay, now the health all over the country is a very interesting point. Okay, and the modern boys are coming from abroad. They're exploring what can I do for the village. Eventually they're earning money much better than even in computer and other areas. So these are the areas I have seen in many other areas, of course. The classical music, which is waning maybe nowadays, but the conflict has been brought forward. So I really enjoyed the entire watching of this. Practically 8 episodes, 8 films. A long film. Maybe I'm watching Ben Hur every time I'm watching a film. Yeah. So I had a lovely experience. That much I can tell you. Okay, so over to the chairman.
I think, with the OTT platforms coming in and obviously when YouTube coming, I think there is, in many ways, there is sort of democratization of distribution, right? Both from an audience point of view and also from a creator point of view. I think from a creator point of view, there were gatekeepers to content being made available. I think that seems to have going away, right? I think from a, I think audience perspective, I think definitely post COVID, I think Indian audience perception of content has also dramatically changed. I think the way people are reacting to, especially to Bollywood films recently, we are all seeing that it's no longer about the stars. I think it's story first. So I think that's one major shift that's happened. I think in many ways, I think when we were viewing the content on the which came to us as jury members of the web series, I think it was just refreshing to see the diversity of stuff that came to us. And honestly, it's really nice to see people exploring very very different stuff, right? People are experimenting. Yes, there is obviously the usual sort of subjects that always sort of crime thrillers and things like that always work, but I think people are being bold enough to explore other subjects. So I think is a remarkable change that one is seeing, that thanks to the OTT platforms, thanks to the YouTubes, and many digital video platforms, clearly choice is available on both ends. As a filmmaker, you can choose what you want to make, and as an audience, you can choose what you want to see.
Just adding to that, um, cinema is a romance and it isn't going anywhere. Now that we have mobile phones in our hands and there is so much happening in the world, like he mentioned, there's no gatekeeping to stories. There are more stories being told, more issues being brought up, and not necessarily that all of it might be conducive to the big screen, but all the same, the stories need to be told. And it is fascinating how people moving in trains and buses and sitting in classrooms watching movies on their little screens, of course it's formatted to that. It's, I think, the more the merrier. We are watching much more, and we are also, uh, how do you say it, sifting through many more. So yes, it's a good time to be in.
Uh, yeah, obviously, change is a must. So we embrace change, but most importantly, you know, coming up from cinema, like social dramas, were the stories of our 50s, 60s, and 70s, and now they've all gone evaporated from cinema halls. They become very specific genre films. Suddenly, OTT has given us the space to understand the reality of our environment, tell stories of my neighbors, tell stories of my immediate society, which I can really connect with. And India is a diverse country. We are like a big Europe, right? And OTT or these kind of narratives helped us connect with many stories which we'll otherwise never ever connect. Like, so in that sense, the stories are taking us. This kind of storytelling is taking us to see more places, more human stories, and importantly, recognizing so many more talent that is available. And I think it gets choked when you go right to the top of our film industry, that it stays within a set of few people. But when you go down into this format, you're able to breathe. You're able to breathe because you have the freedom to do something new. And I think some gems shine from this and they come into the mainstream cinema. So I think both should exist. And I just want the opportunity that we don't follow what the West is doing. We tell indigenously our stories. And this platforms, once you put it up in an Amazon or Netflix, it's global. So how can we tell our storytelling? I think we need to emphasize our narratives to be better, so that our storytelling is able to reach more audiences and become more universal in the way they tell the stories. So I think it's a fantastic time. I think it's a fantastic time for the entire community of creativity. And what you also find is people, most of the people who come into, I see talents coming to work with us also. They're all engineers or computer science
Yeah,
people,
that's
right? So you don't need to go to a film school today. And if you have the passion, here's an opportunity to engage and bring some new ideas and just inspire people. Thank you.
I would like to inform everybody in here that we have 5 web series who are in the race for the Best Web Series OTT award. They are Black Warrant, Mitti Ek Nayi Pehchan, and Season 2 of Patal Lok, Bandish Bandits, and Sulal, The Vortex. So I now open up the floor for any follow-up questions.
While I do agree with Mr. Bala and of course our Shekharda on the kind of and the panel itself about the kind of the things that is happening on the OTT. On the one hand, I see such beautiful series like Panchayat, Gullak, or even the recent Pankaj Kapoor sar's Tode Dur, Tode Pass, which are all reminiscent of the golden era of Doordarshan and other things. But at the same time, the kind of web series you have been told to actually look at is giving a very sort of worrisome thing, in the sense of, given that it is not still say censored in the way cinemas are being censored, there is some kind of a dissonance, I feel. How do you look at it?
Shekharda?
Yeah, Shekharda, I think, because he comes from the traditional format. And he
Nay,
knows-
no, I mean, whenever my film is censored, the director has to be present there.
Yeah.
I definitely be little nervous because I went one step forward sometimes. But as he mentioned that there is no gatekeeper, let's enjoy the freedom. I felt it many, many times, Even in television, they say that it's a family drama. Don't use those words. The mother and son cannot watch together. Who cares, man? Everybody has his own room nowadays. So I think one should encourage, when you go to the road, you're free, absolutely. No one can censor you in the Indian road in any way. So let's pick up.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, let's pick up that and mount it for art form. That's what I told you. That art recognizes bad present or conflict of the society, right? So why not? I mean, I was thrilled to watch, and you are right in a way that yes, when I was recommended for Panchayat, when I saw, I found it's made seriously as used to be done during Malgudi days or other things in Doordarshan. So the seriousness of the filmmakers really I enjoyed and loved it, because very, very often I find that the directors are not very serious. But here, you can't really escape. You will be told, you will be strongly told by Amazon or Netflix, hey, it's not going right. Do it for the audience. That's
But
what I
also,
felt, yeah.
Shekhar, I just want to add, I think we should give the credit to the audiences first.
Yeah.
I think they are really lapping up to all kinds of content. I think, we have this, especially when you talk about cinema. If you take a rural subject, they'll say urban centers mein picture nahi chalegi. There is no conversation like that here. So I think here's a phenomenal opportunity. We need to tell good stories. That's all. It can be set in the remotest place where nobody has seen it and you have no connect, but you'll still engage. And then, you become a part of that story. So I think uh, this freedom is important, because here's an opportunity to shape yourself responsibly with the freedom. And then, I think even we should reflect this freedom in our cinemas also.
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
think that
Yeah.
if you look at censorship, I think it made sense maybe 20, 30 years back, right? Because you fundamentally had two mediums. One was television, one was cinema, right? I think I would say level of exposure of the audience was also not very high. So you wanted people to inform the audience that when you're walking into this cinema, this is an adult film. When you're walking into this, right? Today, I think you are, as an audience, are choosing, right? On OTT, what you choose to watch is entirely up to you, right? And it's very difficult to govern that, right? As an audience, if you choose to watch a particular film which is graphic or which has a lot of extreme violence or which has subjects which are sort of contentious, that's a choice, conscious choice that you are making, right? But I'm saying that just because certain subjects are contentious, it shouldn't preclude any filmmaker saying that, oh, you can't make this subject because I think you should not. I think that's a very restrictive way of looking at it. So I'm saying that it's a choice. I think the whole paradigm of consuming content has so rapidly changed, so dramatically changed. So I think we have to keep up with the times.
And also, please look at every gaming that's available for a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
TikTok,
all violent.
Yeah.
It's all violent.
Pug, TikTok, or anything.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying
Everything.
gaming.
Everything.
Yeah, it's like it's all about how to kill, and it's made it so simple.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I think fundamentally our sensitivity has
Yeah.
got evaporated. Somewhere we need to bring back through storytelling, emotions, sensitivity. If we can bring that delicate relationship, I think these are all critical.
And I think watching so many perspectives, watching so many perspectives also helps sensitize people to a
Yeah.
lot of issues. And that is very helpful. The rest, I've never been a fan of censorship. Self-censorship is good enough.
Why I raised this issue was, if you look at this new series, the Tode Dur or Tode Pass, it is actually tackling today's, what you say, the gadget age.
Hmm.
And it's done beautifully in that sense. But some of the other things, it goes beyond the acceptable level.
You
So
know,
that was sort.
We were watching the show, I was just mentioning,
Yeah.
we were watching the show called Black Warrant.
Yeah.
And initially, with my idea of, Black Warrant, I said, oh God, must be a very dark subject. But it was actually very educating to watch what happens in a jail and how human a story can be and what
Right.
life can be. I think it's very important to tell such stories. Earlier, it was all about, whether this kind of subject will be viewed by people. Should we even make it? Does it make good business proposition? But no, now that story is being told. And yes, you have who can watch and who cannot, and you choose. So it's actually helpful.
Is the time and progress, right? Time and progress you can hold. I remember when I was a kid, as a matter of fact, Ankur was released in 20th Century Fox Theatre. They're compelled to. No one is giving. Then 20th Century Fox came forward in Calcutta and released it in one single screen. So that was the time, and everyone was gaga about that film. It's a village kind of like Potter Panchali, it's a village kind of a Total situation is very feudal. Everything is so different. But time changed. Time.
But I think one thing we need to consciously make an effort is we're watching all Western shows, right? We are ready to consume it. Like Stranger Things is coming now. Overnight, everybody will watch it. Okay. Where is a show that from India that we made the world watch it? That we need, we should become better storytellers. Here's an opportunity. Platform is available, audience is available. The ball is in our court. We should try to not try to tell stories just for us, but let me reach the whole world. 57 countries, 75 countries, and people have not got used to watching. I watch Turkish shows with subtitles. So yeah, you're all watching it with subtitles. So we have to be restless, we have to be hungry, and we're going to make it happen.
गुड आफ्टरनून गेस्ट शेखर सर और भरत सर, मेरा सवाल आप दोनों से ही है। आज के टाइम पर जब हमारे पास ओटीटी का बहुत बड़ा एक कलेक्शन है, तो आप लोगों को लगता है कि नए कलाकारों को, नए लोगों को ज़्यादा बेहतर मौके मिल रहे हैं अब आज के समय में पहले के मुकाबले? और दूसरी चीज़, क्या फ्यूचर में ऐसा हम देख सकते हैं कि बड़े बजट की फिल्में हमें सिर्फ ओटीटी पर ही मिलेंगी? थैंक यू।
You should talk about the talents, huh? Because
I'll come to it.
Yeah,
पहले तो
please,
picture
please,
बननी
please.
चाहिए, then the
Please.
talent will come in.
नहीं, please, carry on, please.
but
बोलिए.
जो आपका पहला सवाल था कि टैलेंट के लिए तो इससे अच्छा मौका नहीं हो सकता। पहले इतनी फिल्में बनती थी, इतना टैलेंट था, अब इतना काम हो रहा है, इतना टैलेंट है, तो डेफिनेटली जितने प्लेटफॉर्म्स मिलेंगे, क्योंकि हर एक को ज़रूरी नहीं कि वो फिल्म मिल जाए या वो सीरियल मिल जाए। आपके पास इतने प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं, तो काम हर एक के पास है, अपनी कला को दर्शाने का मौका हर एक के पास है, तो ये तो अपने आप पे सुनहरी मौका है सबके लिए।
एक डर है कि आजकल some shows are more expensive than feature film.
Yeah.
That is a wrong culture. अभी क्या है, अगर उसमें अगर लग गई अच्छी, people start liking it. So studios will say let's do only big budget shows. जैसे मेरे को मार्वल फिल्म बनाना है, मेरे को सिर्फ बिग बजट शोज बनाना है, सो हम all our छोटा shows will again be struggling and starving. So I think this platform, I think we really need to see to it. It's also about audiences loving the right shows, you know.
Sir, very good afternoon. Just since OTT awards has been here introduced recently, just I wanted to get an idea how many entries across different languages were there, and what is the criteria? Maybe like traditional feature and non-feature. The makers maybe first time debutant. Here only it has come as entry. Same way, was there any OTT filmmakers entry which has never seen platform on, get opportunity to any OTT platform streaming like that? How I wanted to know. Because as you know, in terms of monetization, you must be knowing certain key market languages only OTT shows have been commissioned or it has been purchased. There are still a lot of languages across the country where the OTT market has been not penetrated. Are there finding difficult to get onto the OTT program to buy? In that way, I wanted to know that in terms of language, statistics, other things, can you give?
Yeah, I cannot give you statistics, but I think as jury, what came to us was a selection of 10 shows, right? But I think also what happened is that all these shows that we were screening were already on some platform or the other, So I think that perhaps was the filter, because unlike festival films, I think the criteria is not that it has to have a theatrical, right? So I think here the filter was that if it has been on any platform, right? So I think that is one aspect. I think, in terms of the content today, I think OTTs are commissioning regional language shows, so that is already happening, right? So I think in that sense, content is being given that opportunity, to sort of, doesn't have to be necessarily Hindi, right? So we are already seeing, at least I'm seeing that trend, so, and I think it's great. I mean, just from a personal experience, I produced a show called Bharat Hai Hum, which is a 52-part series on unsung heroes of Indian freedom struggle, right? And when we released it in 12 languages, Indian languages, it made it to the top 10 shows on Netflix, right? But I think even from a consumption standpoint, I saw that it was consumed widely in other languages as well. So I think there is a definite pull that people want to watch shows in their own language, and I think the OTTs are smart enough to see that trend.
मेरे दो सवाल हैं
And
आप में से
also,
कोई भी
this is we are early days.
Yeah.
Okay. I think like National Film Awards is a very mature process and system. Giving recognitions for OTT shows is a very early days.
Early days.
I'm sure things will get better.
Yeah.
That's right.
We'll have one last question.
यस
from you.
मेरे
Yes.
दो सवाल हैं सवाल के दो पहलू हैं एक तो ये है कि क्या बीते इन सालों में ओटीटी की दुनिया में जो बड़े बदलाव आए हैं जो इम्पोर्टेंट शोज ज़्यादा लोकप्रिय हुए हैं वो ऐसे डायरेक्टर्स और प्रोड्यूसर्स हैं जिन्होंने अदरवाइज बहुत नाम नहीं कमाया था नई कंपनीज ने बहुत बड़े किस्म के बदलाव लाए हैं तो क्या हम ये मान सकते हैं कि नए डायरेक्टर्स और प्रोड्यूसर्स को मौका मिलता है क्योंकि दूसरी तरफ मैं ये देखता हूँ कि बहुत सारे नए प्रोड्यूसर्स कहते नहीं नेटफ्लिक्स और अमेजोन हमें चांस नहीं देंगी तो ये एक अजीब सा कंट्राडिक्शन नजर आता है दूसरा पक्ष ये है कि इतने वर्ल्ड वाइड जितने प्रोडक्शंस हैं वो ओटीटी पर आने की वजह से एक जागरूकता जो है वो ऑडियंस में बढ़ गई है तो क्या इंडियन कंटेंट मेकर्स के लिए बहुत बड़ी चुनौती है क्योंकि मैं ये देख रहा हूँ कि 16-26 वाली जो जनरेशन है वो कोरियन टर्किश और उस तरह की सीरीज ज्यादा देख रही है तो क्या कंटेंट के तौर पर हमारे कंटेंट बनाने वालों के लिए चुनौती बढ़ गई ये दो सवाल
अभी तो और भी एडवांस हो गया है चाइना में माइक्रोडॉक्स आ गया है
Correct.
1 minute. So ये कहाँ जाने वाला है people will keep inventing, right? And it's I don't know what is this question was related
The
to.
first thing what he asked was that कि जो shows बन रहे हैं वो क्या रेगुलर प्रोडक्शन हाउसेस को ही जा रहे हैं उन्हीं डायरेक्टर्स को जा रहे हैं जिन्होंने ऑलरेडी अपना अच्छा काम किया हुआ है यही सवाल
ये
था आपका?
हाँ
नहीं हाँ नए डायरेक्टर को ज्यादा जा रहा है
See, I think see that's a sign of the democratization of content, right? See, if you look at, let's talk about actors. Who are the stars today on OTT? It's not a Shah Rukh or a Salman or a Amir. It's the Manoj Bajpayee, it's the Pankaj Tripathi, right? That's a whole conventional lens से आप देखो तो ये superstars नहीं है, right? They're not in the classical sense good lookers, right? Audience is preferring that yes, if it's a Manoj Bajpayee show, content जबरदस्त होगा. अगर पंकज त्रिपाठी कोई show में है तो content जबरदस्त होगा, right? So that's the new paradigm, So I think in that sense, clearly that is happening. Also, I think in many ways, I think the OTTs are also realizing that you don't want to go to the same sort of filmmakers, because you know what their genre or style of cinema is, right? So therefore, they also want to give an opportunity to newer people, right? So that there's some fresh this thing to come. I think we are sort of in a very interesting time where everyone is experimenting. As audience, we are experimenting, right? Indians are watching Korean shows, anime as a genre is growing very rapidly. Log patna mein baith ke anime dekh rahe hain, right? So I think if you just see what's happening from a consumption standpoint, it's so rapidly evolving, right? So therefore, for an OTT also, the challenge is, yaar, main naya kya leke aun so that my audience will come and subscribe to me. That's their challenge, right? So I think it is a dynamic space, and I think, personally as a filmmaker, I'm excited, that yes, there is a new audience out there and there is an opportunity to do new stuff.
More than OTT and feature film and all, who are the real heroes today? YouTube influencers.
Yeah.
If you take their numbers, I am seeing some people earning 600 crores a year.
Wow.
Being a YouTube influencer. So you don't need big banners, studios, this and that. You create systematic content and you start putting it, tera audience hai, it becomes big.
Can you believe this? 600 crore YouTube entry, yeah? These things change so dramatically.
Most production houses also don't make that kind of money.
Yeah, don't worry. My God.
Well,
As a closing remark, what would you, as a panel, what would you suggest as a caveat for this OTT people in the sense where should they actually say put a Lakshman Rekha for certain things? If
I don't think there
anybody-
should be any Lakshman Rekha. You know, my view is that
I
they
don't
should.
think they will
yeah.
even listen to us.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the only thing that, you know, as what I would say that please give more people an opportunity. Please bring younger filmmakers and younger storytellers. You know, give them an opportunity because they might just come out with something really fresh and different.
Munjal, you can't retire us on stage, please.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, as an actor.
My apologies, sir.
As an actor, मुझे लगता है ये रोक उन्होंने खुद पे लगा ली है.
हाँ.
बीच में एक दौर था जब इतनी गालियां वालियां सब खुल के बोल रहे थे, एक्टर्स भी बिंदास, अरे 2 लिखिए हम 4 बोलते थे, ऐसे होता था. लेकिन अब I have seen consciously while working on a few that Nana, let's control the language. Let's see that this is, you know, good for consumption for everybody. Of course, there's not a complete slash, but yes, everyone's taking care, and which is good.
And when they started, they didn't consider our opinion at all.
Yeah.
So when they will end, they won't. No, it's up to them actually.
Yeah.
Well, on that lighter note,
Yeah.
we have now come to the end of the press conference. I would like to thank all the panelists and the audience in here for joining us. We would like to present a small memento to all the panelists, so I would request them to please come forward.
Sure.
Thank you. Without you, how would we be together?